Okay, hello everyone. Why do I don't even know why I keep that thing. You know that thing. I want it so that I can view chats and stuff while I play it. No. Okay, I think it's working. Hopefully. Alright, anyways, time to continue the Shiny-Loche. I know I was planning on doing it last week, but the weekend got busy. Why is this thing not working still? Go ahead and get started, I guess. Do that while I'm trying. I don't understand why this widget's not going to work. I do wish they still would have added skating, though. I'm not sure what my next challenge is going to be after this one. Also depends on... Because, for starters, when I say challenge, like the next proper video I make, that depends on what they announce for Pokemon Day. I say that because I'm not really expecting to finish this. Or, get to the point where I fail, by then. Because they announce, yes, there's on Pokemon Day, they announce, like you said, maybe the Gen 3 games on NSO, or just something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll probably do my little Gen 3 Dex thing. Not really a challenge, but it's something. Yeah, at one point. No, I think there was I don't want to have to do this, but I might just have to grab my phone. I guess annoying, because I want... The whole point of this stupid thing is that it works. I'm getting rid of it. What the fuck? Something's happening. But it just does, for some reason, it just does not like this widget. Okay, I'm gonna try the other one, because apparently there's two of them. While I wait for that to work. Alright, yeah, it's not working. Getting rid of it. I'm gonna use my phone. Okay, it won't even let me go into it on my phone. What the flip? One second. Won't do the phone thing. It's dead. Okay. I'm probably not gonna do it today. I think it's that camera that's just taking up all the freaking everything. It's one of the reasons why the app likes to stall so much. I don't know what I'm gonna do real quick. Here, pause. because it keeps freezing, and that's what's annoying. It's frozen again, whatever. I don't know, I think it's the camera, because I haven't had this much issue with this stuff until now. Okay, if that didn't work, I just have to just view it. Because essentially I was going to just share my screen showing it on there. But it doesn't seem to work, so... Anyways, like before, I'm going to stream for an hour. Unless I happen to catch my Pokemon, then I might consider changing my mind. At this point, it could literally be one from like some random alley or something like that. I would 100% accept that. This is a shiny Pokemon that actually gets started, you know? This. Oh, no. I want to go back there. Just yet. That's all sparkling on. This way, I'm almost considering just using one Pokemon only. I mean, okay, I know it's not going to be as bad once I finally get, you know, access to the better ways to do it. But, yeah. On P2. I was wondering what button did that. What is this button do? Yeah, R button. I wish they would have added skates to the DLC. That would have been nice. see what to talk about. I don't know. I just can't believe, like, I remember playing this for the first time, like, when I was playing my original playthrough, and I remember how much I was just trying to get to, yeah, essentially, yeah, I was trying to get, yeah, I was trying to get all the Pokemon for this, and I don't know what it was, why I didn't think to go in that little section to get Pichu. I remember going everywhere, I'm like, oh, where's the last Pokemon that I need for this thing in the digger? I don't know. Kinda hoping it's not Pichu, because then I have an option to get a Pikachu. I can skip the Pichu stage. Ugh. I think what I need to do is another monster right here. You watch, then now I find the shiny. Nope. That would have been nice. Ooh. I think it's only 50. You need to get 50 already. I think it's 150. Because I know you have to get so far away to despawn everything and respawn stuff. I mean, how easy it is to know when I look at the game and when I look at myself in the camera. I don't know if it's worth it to just stop trying to spawn the Pikachu, or the Pichu. Because I already mentioned, like, I'm really hoping that's not the one I start with. Mostly because trying to get it from a Pichu to a Pikachu is, you know, you can just get a Pikachu, but Maybe I should do that. Do another no damage limited saves run on a different game. This game for sure not, because yeah, the fact that yeah, you're funny if you think I'm gonna try it on this game. But maybe another game, you know? Maybe Sword and Shield? Okay, now what's the difference between this game and the other game? Like, why this one I find it so kind of annoying? Mostly because, well, it's a challenge. I think it's partially because it's an extra tedious grind. More so because I'm just kind of walking back and forth, waiting for an RNG to happen, as opposed to, like, you know, not. Sadly, I think Sword and Shield would be difficult to do a no damage run in. Because first you have, okay, because I'm trying to think. When things finally open up, you need to finally be able to, like, actually start, like, level grinding and stuff. Because, let's see, there are two ones I remember. There's the Hop Battle, which I know you have to get past. Which, I'm pretty sure Hop does have, these two Pokemon can not get hit. I mean, it does have some non-damaging moves. The biggest problem is... I don't know, like, especially for, like, certain battles. I don't know how it would work. Because the other one would be potentially in the, like, Scarlet and Violet. But I'll get back to Sword and Shield. So, and I'm pretty sure you can't one-shot... Because he's got two Pokemon, and I don't know how well you can one... Because, yeah, the Wooloo, which takes at least 2 hits, and by the time you've done that, then you get the option to, take on the... then you level up and get your water move, but... I don't know. Yeah, so there's that. Those are 2 of the fights. The next fight is, I'm pretty sure, is the special, like the 3 special encounters as you go through the Slumbering Will to encounter your doggo for the first time. I don't know how those fights are. Because those 3 alone depends on whether... Because, like, as far as I'm aware, I don't think you can, like, grind on any Pokemon before those fights. Then I guess the second thing is, I'm curious, is there a Pokemon... I mean, okay, again, since I'm doing a limited save, not checkpoint. So... It would really depend, because, like... It is possible, maybe? I don't know. Because after that, then you have the different ones on the route. But, since again I'm doing unlimited saves and not checkpoint, I can always just level grind on the route Pokemon. So it really depends on those 3 mandatory yeah, they're scripted encounters. Like, you encounter them no matter how careful you are to go through that, so you're gonna hit them no matter what. So then the question, of course, becomes, can you get past that? Because once you pass that, I think, like, you get access to a lot of different Pokemon, especially once you get access to the, for a second I thought that was a Psyduck. But you get access to a lot of different Pokemon after that. So it's possible, maybe? Maybe I might do that one. Yeah, I might do that next after this. Yeah, I'll try to do Sword and Shield. I don't know which one specifically I'm going to be doing. Yeah, I'll do Sword and Shield. Then probably try Team Scarlet Battle after that. But yeah, because it depends on what those 3 Pokemon know. Because since I'm doing unlimited saves, it is plausible to get past any Pokemon. Unless it's scripted to, it will attack at some, do a damaging move at some point. But it really depends on what it is. I don't think there's another way to do that. I think. Because, yeah, if you do that, you fight Hop. Unless there's a scripted damage move that he will do, he's beatable. I don't remember what Wooloo has, unfortunately. Because I do remember, I think he takes more than 1 hit to knock out Wooloo. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, and I think his other starter also takes more than 1 hit. Unless you get it, like, a really lucky crit, which I think he can go down in the crit. So I'll have to look at his team. Is it even possible? Because obviously if Wooloo has only damaging moves, then it's not exactly possible. I don't know, look that up. Galler. Oh no, no, I don't think it depends. Because Wooloo only has Tackle. Tackle can miss, so it is possible, potentially, to get past Wooloo without any damage. And then the other starter does know Growl. Yeah, they all know Growl, actually. It is plausible, unfortunately. Post of it. Very well. Okay. It looks like it looks like it's a Squavit and a Ricky. Squavit would have Gallop and Tackle. And Ricky will have Peck and Leer. Okay, it's possible. The Wooloo is probably going to be the hardest one. Because again, it has to miss Tackle. Because either A, your starter has to... Because, number one, your starter has to do, okay, so your starter has to do... I don't know if it can knock it out. Because, yeah, either Tackle has to miss, and or a crit might take out Wooloo with your starter. I don't think it does, though. Like, it's funny, I've actually played through that opening battle a decent amount of times. So you'd think I'd remember. But... after that... yeah, then you can just train a different Pokemon. They're like Caterpie and things like that, so it's not impossible. Alright, so that's what we're gonna... I'll attempt it. Sadly, funny enough, Scarlet and Violet might be a little bit easier, potentially. Let's see. What's the name of that place? What was I doing? Was I doing forward or backwards? Alright, and my Pokegears is not helping me. This is not a standard battle. Darn. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure you can, it won't be easy, obviously. But I suppose it's not impossible. I would almost say Scarlet and Violet might actually be a little bit easier to do. simply because I think unless there's a scripted attacking move. So what other game could I attempt? Let's see. I'm probably not going to do Sinnoh. Okay, if I did Sinnoh, I would probably do BDSP. As silly as that sounds. Yeah, I would probably do one of those. I guess there is Hisui. Yeah, maybe Hisui? I don't know. Mostly because most of your, like, I think it's mostly because of the fact that most of what you, like, to progress, you have to catch a lot of Pokemon. Which I suppose that can kind of work, but unless I do I can't get hit either, which I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah, if I did it, I would definitely do BDSP if I did Sinnoh. I did Hoenn. There's Kanto and Johto. Well, Johto is interesting because you can actually... Johto is interesting because you can actually level up. Yeah. Johto is interesting because, you can actually level up your Pokemon before you face your rival. So it's not oh no, you have to do it. So maybe Johto I can check out? Kanto... It's definitely one of those where it's like... Again, you have to face your rival for all that. I don't really have a good way to play 3DS games at the moment. Or at least to record them to be more specific, to be more precise. If I did, I would. So that basically leaves out Alola and Kalos. And yes, I'm gonna get Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but so if I did Johto, should I do it in the originals or the remakes? I guess it is like part of it would depend. Well, yeah, because part of that would depend on if I just want to use it or not. Because I could just do it on an emulator. You know, I have, the ability to rip the ROM off and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just because it's just beyond there, and I guess technically I prefer, since you can't, like, you don't really have a way to, like, reset it and stuff. So maybe? Okay, first up, like I said, I'm not expecting to finish this one unless somehow my, before Pokemon Day, and, because, if they announced the Pokemon collection, then that alone would potentially open up a lot of stuff. Now, whether it's because I feel like a lot of people talk about it one of two ways. One, it's going to be coming Nintendo Switch Online, or Nintendo Classics. If it comes to Classics, then I don't know. I'm debating on which one I would prefer. For it to come on NSO? Okay, if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Classics. The reason why is because, right now I can't play it because I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have NSO right now. Which is sad, but nothing I can do about that. I need to get that, back, and it's probably going to be another 2 weeks before I can. Yeah, because this Thursday, I can't, the Thursday after that, so it's really like a week and, 2 days? I might be able to. I don't know for sure. So with that, so that's one of the reasons why, because then you have to have internet and all that fun stuff. And admittedly, I actually would be perfectly fine if they just came in like a classic edition. Even more so, like a classics collection, you know, like an after the Switch game. One of the biggest reasons why is because then, when the servers eventually shut down, you know, I'm not gonna have to worry too much about it. Who knows? Like, the second question is what all will be included. Because if they just do NSO stuff, or classics, like they changed it, and I kind of like it because it does help differentiate the difference between the subscription service for the online subscription thing and you know that. So okay, so I'm going to call them the Nintendo Classics and the Classic Collection, but I guess they both have classics, but that's what I'm going to call one Classics, the other Collection. So I think the reason, okay, one of the reasons why I kind of would prefer the Collection as opposed to NSO, or as opposed to Classics, is because of simply because, like, it gives you, what am I thinking? Basically, because okay, for starters, there's more of a chance that between the interactive, like between connecting between games, even more so because like I want to be able to trade and battle between my own with myself, you know. But most likely, if it's just part of Classics, it's not going to be as good. But if it's part of Collection, then there's more of a chance. Plus, you know, just get 2 copies of the game, have one-on-one save file, blah blah blah. Unless they just let you do it, which would be amazing. Plus, there's also more chance of the different connectability, you know, like the ability to transfer. Like it would be cool if they actually set it up to where like you could actually transfer between Gen 2 and Gen 3. It would be interesting, anyways. But then also, yeah, just being able to trade between Gen 1 and Gen 2, and then the transfer system going from 3 to 4, etc. So that's the reason why, because like, part of me says that that's one of the reasons why they haven't dropped Pokemon on NSO yet, is because it's weird, because I think it would have to, because as far as I'm aware, the way NSO works, I'm just gonna call it that, I guess it's easier. But the way NSO works is that you can connect to a game, but it's more like just plugging in a second controller or something like that. But they don't really have as much when it comes to like individual stuff. Especially because, again, Ruby and Sapphire, despite being practically the same game, are not the same game. So they have to make sure that it's set up differently, you know, so it's set up properly, so they can trade between them two and connect. The other reason, second reason, is I think it has to do with, because then people are going to want to transfer the home and all that stuff. And like me, I really hope that if they do, they launch a second version of Stadium 1 and 2. In fact, I actually want Stadium 1 and, like, if they go up to Gen 3, I want them to include Stadium 1, Stadium 2, Coliseum, and XD Yellow Darkness. I just do, because, like, because I don't like the fact that those games are always pushed to the side, and essentially, to me, they're like the DLC versions of it. And in my opinion, it's the de facto way to play those, or at least Stadium 1 and 2, is to play it with other Pokemon. So either way, because of all the special features like the ability to rewind and quick save and all that stuff. I think that Pokemon does not want you to be able to do that because they feel like, oh, this is cheating or something along those lines. So I think that's probably the biggest reason. Which is probably why I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They wouldn't allow you to use those features in the game. Well, they like lock those features, which might play into why they haven't done it. But it ties back into the first one, because the first idea is basically they have to make changes to the NSO program or whatever in order to be able to work with the Pokemon games the way that they need, the way that they should. Second reason is, they probably just don't want to, so maybe that's one of the reasons why they're not doing it. The third reason is it's possible that they were saving it for this an anniversary game. I could see it. Now, what are my predictions about how far they'll go? At the very least, I feel like they'll probably do the first 3 generations. Mostly because they're the easiest. Granted, if it also put it on NSO, that's another reason why you probably like, oh, what about Gen 4? Well, a couple of reasons why I don't know about Gen 4. Number one is they have to figure out how to incorporate the touchscreen and stuff with Gen 4 and like Gen 4 through 7. So that's like the first thing they'd have to deal with. The second problem is they'd have to deal with what is it? But yeah, the second one is simply they'd have to deal with but it's mostly that. Like, they'd have to deal with that. But yeah, the second reason is we just got, not too long ago, BDSP. So they probably wouldn't want to re-release those games, just that being that close to it. They might, but who knows? You never know. They might change it. Who knows? It's a little better. It's weird you can't see my mouth because you're probably like, hey, he must be speaking something completely different. He just overwrote someone else. That's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to do the camera for this. One, because, I just want to be able to do the camera. But also because, yeah. Alright, got about 10 minutes. It's nice to fly faster when you're not paying attention. There's a cipher. Oh, what else? Now, what else am I expecting on Pokemon Day? I am kind of hoping that they do re-release some of the old game titles. Rather it's on NSO or the Classics Collection. I really am hoping that they re-release them. The second, a lot of people believe that Gen 10 is going to be announced. I don't think it's impossible. Rather it's Gen 10 or just another game. Like another brand new mainline game. I'm expecting it. A lot of people believe it's Gen 10 because of the leaks and blah blah blah. I do hope that they release something big. I guess technically the NSO and the games on NSO or the Classics Collection themselves would be pretty big. So I can't deny that. Even if the Classics Collection isn't a thing, they're probably going to be dropping Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness that on those days. That's why we haven't seen them yet. Rather they'll have. No, do I think they'll have home support? I don't know. Mostly because, again, you have the features of rewinding and things like that, which they may not want them to be able to do. So, either way, now whether they drop that day, I could see them shadow dropping Coliseum and XD those days. I mean, on the Pokemon Day, like, available now, these games. But, do I think they're going to do it for... but I could just, at the very least, I'm expecting either to be shadow drop that day, or at least announced when they're actually going to be coming out. Do I expect Gen 10? I mean, honestly, with me right now, I could easily, like, I'm not discrediting that it's not going to come out. It's around that time, the leaks say blah blah blah, you know. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they... I wouldn't be surprised if they did, wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. Do I personally think it is? I won't lie, the skeptic, the leak skeptic part of me wants to say no, it's not. But, it's something where, like, I don't want to get my hopes up when, like, they actually just, the only thing they're announcing is the Classics collection. When it comes to, like, new games, or, like, something like that. Or, if... I keep thinking... I look that way, and I keep thinking that's, like, a mega, what's that? Manectric. Bugging me. Because I see, like, I see the white part of the wing, and it, because of that jagged, like, that angle, just making me think that's what it is. And you just keep catching in the corner of my eye and everything, so... What else? Okay. The obvious stuff. I think I probably went over this on my last stream. Yeah. Some of the obvious stuff, you know, they're going to be doing something with the TCG. They're going to be doing something with all the mobile games, things like that. They'll have a special event, blah blah blah. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be some kind of Kanto, or at least red and blue, like the characters in Pokemon Masters. Red, blue, red, green, whatever. What else? They may announce a new. They probably announce a new Pokemon for Unite. That's what it was called. I forget which one it was, but I was like, what was the name of the game? But yeah, Unite, whatever. I don't know what else. I don't know. Part of me kind of hopes that there might be, like, announced a remake of some kind. Or just, like, for example, I would love for them to remake Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers. Still, probably right now, it's probably still one of my favorite Pokemon games. Like, in general. I don't necessarily like to compare the genres, like the main one, but yeah. What else? There's that game. What are some of the other games? I don't know. That's mostly it, really. But either way, yeah. Now, rather they give it. Honestly, okay. If I had my preference, I'd rather the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers be an HD 2D remake. Sorry, I'm screaming black.
and now it's frozen
because it didn't like that fact.
We
Yeah, froze in case it also skipped my audio. Yeah, froze because essentially because I'm not moving anything on my computer. I'm using my controller, which is connected to that. And you would think XSplit would send some kind of signal to your computer that says, "Hey, do not reset." But no. Oh, don't go into sleep mode or whatever. Let's see. Yeah, I'd love an HD 2D version of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. That'd be awesome. Again, I would still like for them to include additional Pokemon. Like at the minimum, include all the starters. It includes the Gen 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 starters. Would I love for them to like add some additional ones as well? Yes. Obviously, the other one would be include all the evolution lines, but I have a feeling they'd probably do that anyways. So they'd probably add like Sylveon and maybe even Jiragraph, things like that. So I kind of expected it to happen if they did, because I think they did that. I think they did that also when they did the original remake. Would I prefer that art style? Admittedly, I don't know. It was fine, I suppose. I didn't care for it as much, but I still enjoyed the game regardless. One of the things I do, because it helps, like, at least being in 3D, like some of the sprites, like the fact that Groovile hops, and Eevee basically skips, or she has that weird hop thing too. And that's speaking of she, yeah. Eevee is gender locked. So I wish both Eevee and Riolu, like minimum, the two things they should do. One, remove the gender lock of those two. And number two, allow us to like I'm fine if like do like they did in the remake of Rescue Team, and allow you to like you can still do the quiz, but you can be like, oh no, I don't want to be a Totodile. I want to be a Cyndaquil. You know, things like that. So definitely hoping that happens. I don't know. It's definitely things. But yeah, I definitely don't. I want to make. Anyway, just some of the things I want to get. I'm hoping happens. Just past the 1 hour mark, but I'm kind of just talking. Once I'm done talking, I'll probably, assuming I haven't got shiny done, I'll probably stop. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's just either way. So that's my thing, right? Like, I don't want to do. Okay, so either way, yeah, I would like to have some form of remake / remaster of the Explorers games. Actually, I wouldn't even mind if they did all of them. Just include more Pokemon, and the minimum include every starter, including and like seriously, what was the one? Gates to Infinity? I genuinely enjoyed that game. The biggest problem I had with the game was your choice of starters. I absolutely hated that. Because you could either be your options were basically the Unova starters, Pikachu and Axew. Like, I don't want to play as any of these. Granted, funny enough, I'm almost positive that it said you could evolve your starters in those games. But I guess you can't. I ended up picking Tepig, and after I got the ability to evolve, I evolved it once, and I'm like, on my rollout crew. It's fun. So I evolved Oshawott. At least he's got that adorable look to him, which I thought really was pretty fitting. But either way, so I evolved him. So I evolved Tepig to Pig Knight, and then my third guy was my third thing was what was it? Golett. We just like the rollout crew. It's fun. At least those two. Big guys using rollout. It's fun. It's because I love the story. I enjoyed the story. The other thing that I really wish that you could have done. I mean, I like the base building aspect of it. The other thing I didn't like was you can only do one mission at a time for some reason. I'm like, why? Why can't I do more than one at a time? So, as for Super, it was okay. Again, you couldn't evolve, but they did. Okay, I think I mentioned it in some other stream, but I wish that you had the option. Because like they had a few fancy dungeons where you could like evolve to your final stage, you know, which was kind of interesting. My only problem was I wish it was a game, like I wish it was like more mechanic, you know, like you charge up your whatever. Like yeah, you charge yourself up like your power or something like that, and then you could once the meter is full, then you could do that. That would have been cool. I actually kind of like that idea. But no, it's only for like a couple of special dungeons. In fact, I think it only happens twice, which I found disappointing. Because yeah, it made it sound like it was going to be like a thing, you know, like something that happened more like for a bit, but no. Yeah, I forgot that. I know sometimes with chat things, if you like, you have to send the second one. If you're wondering, yeah, I just sent a little test thing to see if it would reset it. I can't have much more. I really want to talk about it at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I'm really comes to mind. Either way, it's just... Okay, I'll probably do one more pass, and then I'll stop. Yeah, I think it's best to actually spawn in there, because yeah. What, maybe? No. Alright, last pass. Hopefully we got some shiny. Nope. Alright. We're gonna go back to my starting position, and... Am I gonna do this another time this week? I don't know. Mostly because I kinda would rather stream on a different day. Which is like, probably Saturday. But then again, Saturday always has a problem with something, you know? Might actually be. But then again, once you know, it gets the nicer weather, it'll be different, but... Yeah, anyways. Either way, obviously, tomorrow I'm going to continue my dailies, which I've been working on keeping up with, so yeah. For this stream, hopefully next stream we get a shiny. I don't know how long I'm going to keep going before I eventually just start playing something else.
I don't know.
Nice. Later.